Okay. Alright, I hope everybody's had a good day today. We're just out playing around this evening, playing with autopilot a little bit. This is not an instrument flight, not an instrument airplane. But I was wanting to try to shoot some approaches with the autopilot and just see how it would work. Worst case scenario. So we're going to come around here and line up on the runway. We're going to set a direct to when we get straight north of this little airport we're going to here. And we're going to see how this autopilot does on the VNav. So we're getting pretty close, so I'll make a little turn here. It just cleared out here about 30 minutes here ago, and we just got about 30 minutes or 45 till dark probably, so I just taking a quick flight. Seemed like the thing to do. Okay, now we'll watch our direct course till we get a 180, because it's a 180 runway. So when we are lined up on that, we will hit direct to, activate direct, engage the autopilot to navigate our course. And we need to turn on the VNav. So we have autopilot, we have flight director, we have the navigate, which is keeping us online. And we have the VNav engaged, which hopefully will navigate us down here. There it goes, the VNav. Well, we've leveled off, I guess, at our set altitude, which I don't have a set altitude on, so it shouldn't. We'll see. So now it's telling us to trim down. Instead of trimming, I'm just going to pull a little power out. I've got it set at 400 feet descent rate. And I have the elevation set at 0, so theoretically, it will take us all the way to the runway. I don't know about that. That's why we're here, just playing around and seeing what it does. I've never really done this, never tried to track the autopilot all the way to the runway. I do not have auto trim. If you had auto trim, well, of course it keeps your trim set for you all the time. I have to manually adjust the throttle to correct for the trim readings that show up on my screen, but not really that big a deal to me. But it's still tracking us right in on that runway, if you can see that runway coming. Still looking good. We are down to 500 foot AGL. For this airport. We're at 400 AGL. Still flying perfectly to the runway. AGL has went away. GPS, I guess, has dropped it, whatever it's getting it, but we still have a perfect approach. I am amazed. It's going to bring us in about halfway down the field, which I'm guessing that's where the thing aims for. So we're going to disconnect right here. Put in some flaps. Slip over here to the side a little bit in the grass. There we go. That was amazingly good. I really did not expect it to do that good. That's amazing. That's going to require some more playing around with that, but I really like that. We'll get up and do some more here, but I am impressed. Very much so with that. It kept us right on the line all the way to the ground, basically. I mean, it would have drove us right into the ground, right in the middle of the runway. That is pretty impressive. Not much wind. We'll just take off downwind here. Why taxi around when you can fly? We'll go up and try that again. See if I just made a mistake or if that really works that good. I'll go about 5 miles north here, away from the airport, and get up a couple thousand feet high, and we'll give that one more try tonight. I'm still a little amazed that works that good. All right, we are a little over 5 miles away from the runway. I am at almost 2,300 feet. The ground is 440 feet at this particular place. I have a north course off of the 18 runway set up. It says we are approaching the VNAV right now, so we'll turn the VNAV on. We're going to engage the autopilot. And it has full control now. I reset my vertical. I had it set at 400 feet a minute descent. I set it at 500 foot a minute descent this time because I wanted a little steeper approach just to see what that was like. Okay, so now it's correcting the course until it gets straight north of the airport, which it's getting close to. Now it's turning the line up, and now it starts descending. Now it's going to head down. I will have to pull some power off to keep it from speeding up too much. Now we are at about 600 feet. It's correcting itself back to 500. We are at 90. I'm going to slow down to about an 80 mile an hour approach. I don't know. My VNAV had kicked off there for some reason. Not sure why. I reconnected the VNAV and it's working again. I don't know if I can do the indicator. Now you can't do indicated airspeed and VNAV at the same time. So now we are down to around 8. We're right at 80 right now. Actually, we're getting down to about 70, so I'm going to speed up a little bit. If this were an actual emergency that I had to descend through the clouds or something like that, I would not want to be too slow, so I'm going to speed back up. We are 800 foot AGL at this point. Back to about 75. We're a little off to the left of the runway, but it's making a correction right now to bring us back over the runway again now, which is good. We're at about 79. We're at 500 foot AGL. Our approach is, I like a lot better. We're farther ahead of any obstacles out here. Like I say if this is real life, which is not. And at 400 AGL, the AGL reading stops. So at that point, if you wasn't out of the clouds, I'm not telling you fly in the clouds by no means. But in case of emergency, we broke out right here. Autopilot's still fully connected. I'm going to leave it on, keep my hand on the stick here, but we're going to fly right down and see where it will exactly bring us down at. Right about the 1,000 foot marker that time. So we'll shut that off. I will say I am very impressed with the way that works. Now don't go out and fly instruments on your VFR licenses or stuff like that, but that's good to know. I mean, everybody makes mistakes, gets stuck on top. I've done it before in my years of flying. You know, in case of emergency someday when I fly VFR on top, a lot of times, you know, in case of emergency, you may find yourself needing to descend through there, and knowing how that works pretty slick, you know, it might save your life someday if you practice up on it. Not to use, just in case of emergencies. It took quite a bit of adjustments in the radio to make that work. It won't work right out of the box, I will tell you that, but if you do the right adjustments, it seems to work pretty good. Alright, we got a couple guys just pulled in here. I'm going to chit-chat with them for a few minutes before I go home. We'll catch you guys next time. Happy flying. Have fun. Stay out of trouble if you can. You gotta love an airplane. You can come over the threshold at 100 RPM and still slow down and land. So we cut the power. We go to full flaps as soon as we're down below 80. We're at 65, 60, 58, 55, All right, let her rip.
Hit the water, home run.